Hey everybody, it's Mr. P. I'm here with Bella Shainline. Bella, how's it going?
It's good, Mr. P. How are you?
I'm about a 7.
Okay, that's not.
You? 1 to 10, what would you say?
Um, I try to look on the positive side of things, so I'm probably an 8, maybe
I love
higher.
that. Yeah, you should be.
I'm hanging in there,
What would it take to get to 10?
Um, Honestly, what it would take to get to 10 if it was a sunny day outside and I could go outside and read a book on my hammock.
Nice.
That would be a 10. But
That's you just stepped into my soul right there. A
oh,
sunny day on a hammock reading a book. I'm gonna totally steal that from now on.
cool.
For the rest of my career, if somebody says, "How are you?" and I say 7, they say, "What does it take to be a 10?" I'm going to say a sunny day, a hammock, and a book. And I'm going to remember you.
That's all you need. It's the little things.
It's the little things. I love your spirit.
Oh, thanks.
What did you have for dinner last night?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I like TGI Fridays like a lot, like the restaurant. Like
Yeah.
it's good crappy food, right? So when quarantine started, I went to the grocery store and I bought like the mozzarella sticks and the potato skins, and I finally ate them for the first time last night. So I just had that.
And was it like, okay, I can respect that, but was it everything you hoped it would be?
No.
It was less, considerably less.
It was okay. I'm not very like, what's the word? I just don't care. I'm just like, it is what it is. You know
It
what I mean?
is, yeah, it's insignificant in the grand scheme of things. There's always the next night.
Right.
Yeah. All right, that's nice.
Uh,
What did I have?
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. I had like a stir fry, some chopped up pork chops in rice with some fried onions and peppers. Kind of had like a pork fried rice with soy sauce thing in a like a skillet. My children love it. They absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try and get by. Are you cooking or are you kind of doing these microwave things?
I just put them in the oven.
But
So,
I mean, typically, not just last night.
I guess sometimes I cook, but it's mostly like spaghetti, like stuff like that.
Do you do it for yourself mainly?
Yeah.
Okay, good
Yeah.
for you. So give me a Bella Shainline special. Like, what's a specialty you do?
I don't have any specialties. I'm not a very good cook, but if I'm in the mood for spaghetti, I'll make like spaghetti and I do some garlic bread. It's
Ooh,
good. And
okay.
I don't know. I usually have like applesauce with that. If that's weird, I don't
I
know.
don't think it's weird. You're getting some fruit,
That's like
some vitamin C.
that's like a meal for me. You
All
know.
right, good
Yeah.
for you. How's life otherwise? Talk to me about what you're doing.
So I still go to work. So I've been doing that. I read a lot.
Where do you work?
I work at the Manor in Pitman.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. You work with Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other Pittman students work there? I know
Um,
Angela's a former student. Any current students?
Not anymore, really. We had a lot of people, leave when this all started, which is completely understandable. So
Okay.
there's a few of us, though, that still work there.
I'm going to come back to what you're doing for fun and things like that. But could you talk about how things are at the Manor? I would imagine, based on things I've heard in the news about other sort of assisted living facilities and things like that, it can be stressful and tense. And are they taking any precautions? And what's it like?
Yeah, it is stressful, but we've been in precautionary measures for like 3 months now, maybe even longer than that. Honestly, it's all like blended in together.
Hmm.
We we are actually doing very well. I don't know how much I can say because of laws and everything, but we have had cases. That's a known thing.
Hmm.
The virus has been in the Manor, which is scary, but it's mostly employees and employees that are going to be okay. You know,
Right.
there's been a few residents, which is really sad. Obviously, you don't want them to get it.
Hmm. What do
Um,
you do specifically at the Manor? What is your job?
so I work in dietary. So Right now, every night I go up on a certain floor and I deliver room trays to all the residents.
And that's a meal. A room tray would be what they're
Yeah.
having for a meal.
So like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, that kind of
Okay.
thing.
And do you specifically have to take any additional precautions because of coronavirus in under the circumstances? Do you have to do anything that you didn't have to do before?
Yeah, so I wear an N95 mask. I have a long face shield that goes on, and I wear gloves all the time. We do have the option to get in a gown if we need to, but I usually don't need to, which I'm lucky. I don't want to be in a gown unless I
I
have
hear
to. But
you.
so yeah.
Do you feel connected to coronavirus in terms of maybe the satisfaction that you have from helping people that are in need?
Yeah, so I honestly I'm scared like everybody else is.
Hmm.
But it's kind of a thing of like if we don't take care of them, who will?
Right.
And I think all the employees there and my friends, we all love the residents. We love those guys. They're awesome. They're so sweet. And we miss them a lot because we don't like when they are in regular dining service, we get to spend so much time with them, like
Hmm.
talk to them, make them laugh, smile. And like now it's just kind of like it's in and out. Like I only
Yeah.
go in, I drop the tray and I leave, you know.
Okay. It's a
So
lot more business-like.
yeah, it's a lot more business like definitely. So, but I would say that not that I feel good about myself or anything. It's kind of a thing of I really do care.
Right.
You know?
It's a personal satisfaction.
Yeah.
Good. Much like I get from these interviews.
Oh, that's good, Mr. P. Glad to be here.
That was a stretch of time, one of the longer stretches of time we've gone through one of these interviews where I haven't brought it back to me.
Oh, look at you.
So that's a testament to how much I like you.
Oh, thanks, Mr. P. I like you too.
Thank you. Go back to maybe things in your personal life that you're doing. What are you doing to keep yourself occupied?
So I've read I think about 7 books.
Yes. Thank you, Bella.
I know. I'm proud of myself. I was
Oh, Bella.
yeah.
You know what? I'm a 10. Forget the hammock in the book. This is it gets me to a 10.
I was in a reading slump like before this, so this was kind of a blessing to me that I got time to do all this reading.
I want to know what's the best book that you've read since you've been home, and what are you reading right now?
Wow. Okay, so I'm reading the Harry Potter series. I think in the beginning of the
Isn't
year.
this like the 10th time you've read this?
No, 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 no. This is like the 5th time I've tried to get through the series.
Oh, okay.
So I think at the beginning of the year I came to you and I said, Mr. P, I'm finally going to read the book.
I remember.
I have one of your Harry Potter books still. Oops. But now I'm actually finally
Back to
doing.
a 7.
Oh no.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Now
okay.
I'm
You're
on.
reading it. As long as you're reading it, I'm happy.
Yeah, so I'm on the Goblet of Fire. That's what I'm reading right now. I don't know what the best book that I've read. Maybe The Prisoner of Azkaban. That might have been the best that I've read during the time. I really
Okay.
enjoyed that book.
All right, that's great. It's funny. I just ordered. You would think I have it, or maybe I could get it from school, but my 7-year-old and 4-year-old, we read to them every night before bed, and we're just getting to the point where, well, at least in this case, we're going to just start reading the Harry Potter series to them. So I actually just ordered the first one off of Amazon. Yeah, which I've read them and I'm sure I've had them over the years, but at this moment I don't have them in my possession. So I ordered the first one and they're excited.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
ordered them. I actually did like a drive up pickup at Target. I just bought the box set and I was like, you're finally doing it.
Meanwhile, the person at Target's like, I got to bring out that first copy of Harry Potter to this kid out in the street because they're bored and I'm, whatever. But I've been there. Yeah. Are you watching anything on TV? Are
Um,
you doing any interesting hobbies or anything like that? Anything else you'd like to share?
no interesting hobbies really. I have been watching a couple things on TV. I'm rewatching a show. It's called The Fosters.
Okay.
It's not older, but I have seen it before. It's on Netflix. It's like an ABC family show. Or wow, it's freeform now. That's what they call it.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, I really like the show, and I'm rewatching it because they actually did a spin-off, and I want to watch the spin-off after I'm done the rewatch.
What's
So,
the spinoff called?
Good Trouble, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just so out of touch with what everybody's watching. I'm
it's
like, something stopped with me about 10 years ago. I'm like, I just watched like The Sopranos and Seinfeld, and I'm so like behind the times. But anyway, I appreciate that. I'm sorry.
What are you watching right now?
I'm watching The Sopranos.
Okay.
I'm watching Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
Uh, and just, in my household, it's a lot of SpongeBob and Bubble Guppies, Paw Patrol. I could name you all those shows
Really?
till Kingdom Come. Yes,
Mr. P, how old is your youngest kid?
4.
Okay. Gotcha.
And he rules the roost here. So
It
if he wants to watch, Bubble Guppies, then you better get out of the way.
is.
What's
You
that?
I said Bubble Guppies it is.
Bubble Guppies it is. Yeah. But after a while you get sick of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting that the show I watch in my own time is The Sopranos, which is this very adult, mature themes type show. I just can't. There's only so many hours in the day I could take watching cartoons.
Right. Yeah, I understand completely.
I want to segue to school.
Okay.
Now, you're the senior class president.
Yes, sir.
And I was wondering if well, let's put that aside for a second. How is school going for you in general? Your assignments and your ability to get your work done.
Actually, I've been fine with it. I know a lot of people. I've been watching your interviews.
Thank you.
Of course. I know a lot of people are saying that their sleep schedule is destroyed, but I haven't been that way. I get up at 7 a.m. every morning.
That's
Um,
fantastic.
yeah, so I get up at 7. I take a little time to myself, read a little bit, get a shower, that kind of stuff, and then I do my homework. So I haven't been bad with it. I think actually this has helped me a lot more in getting my assignments done because when I was in school, I had senioritis. I was
You,
like,
just by association and sort of your friends and being there. Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to do this stuff. But now that I'm alone, I'm just like, okay, guess I
That's
have
interesting. What else are you going to do, right?
right.
All right. So has it been a lot of work? Has it been better or worse than you expected when we first came home, or what?
Um, I wouldn't say it's been a lot of, well, some weeks and some teachers, depending, it's been like kind of crazy sometimes, but I don't think it's like a lot. Like I've been fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there anything or any class or any aspect of school that you are finding yourself missing? The physical aspect of it, or the physical, seeing a certain person every day?
Yeah, so I took an art class this year for the first time, and I had never really talked to Mr. Evans before, but I actually got a really good relationship with him now. It was like me, Mr. Evans, and a few other students. We would always sit together and just have life conversations. So I'm really missing that, actually. I'm really missing seeing Mr. Evans and talking about life and helping me with my art, because my art at home isn't the best.
How is he? That's really nice that you said that about Mr. Evans, and I'm sure he appreciates that. But how is he, like, as long as we're on art, I'm curious, what types of assignments is he asking students to do, and how do you show your art teacher the artwork that you're producing, if you are producing any?
Okay, so what happened when this all started, when we were first talking about distance learning, we were still in school. He set up one big Google Classroom for all the classes. So basically, he had like a bunch of assignments in the assignments. I'm laughing because a lot of teachers don't do this, and I feel poorly for him because he's an art teacher. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
obviously, he didn't want to do online.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a lot
He's
of
making do. He's
right,
doing
and
what he has to do. Yeah.
he is doing well. So he put a bunch of like drawing, like shading and stuff assignments on the assignments folder. So every week, you'll start off a drawing and you'll put up a progress picture of it on the classroom, and then that's one grade. And then the week after that, you'll put up a picture of your final drawing of it for
Okay.
the grade.
And I don't want to throw Mr. Evans under the bus because I haven't really talked to him, but does he give you feedback as you're
Yeah,
you have to put that progress picture up. Does he say, hey, Bella, you might want to try this and lighten it up over here? I don't know.
yeah, he almost immediately comments every time you post. Like he's
That's
been
so cool.
very good with it. And oftentimes I ask him, I'm like, hey, anything that I need to change about this? And he'll be like, oh, this, or it looks good. So yeah, he's been very nice.
Oh, nice. All
Yeah.
right. Going back to your role and your capacity as class president, have you had any either meetings with your advisors or Dr. Lombardo? Is there any thing you'd care to share regarding how we go from here through graduation?
Sure. I've had a couple meetings with Dr. Lombardo and a meeting with Dr. Mackler and my other class advisors. And there's been a lot of talk about graduation, and I'll discuss some of those things if that's okay with you.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So, we're trying to do something so in which the students can drive up to the school and pick what teacher they would like to hand them their cap and gown. So that's one thing. And
This would be prior to graduation?
yeah, so this would be before the day of graduation and all of that, so that we have the cap and gown.
Okay.
And then the day of graduation, they're trying to do something in which we would drive up to the school or somewhere and get our diploma. And then later that night at 7 p.m., there'll be a live stream of basically a video where we'll hear from valedictorian, salutatorian,
Hmm.
Mackler, Dr. Lombardo, class advisors, all those kinds of people. And each of our names will be read off, and any awards that we won, that'll be in the video too. And then there's one other thing that they're trying to do, which it'll be over the span of 4 or 5 days. This is what they were trying to work out. So in the high school auditorium, Dr. Lombardo and Dr. Mackler really want to give us something where we can walk across the stage and get our diploma. So they want to see if they could do the graduate and 5 of their family members, so they could come in and get pictures and do that. So that's in the works.
I don't want to hold you. I guess I should just jump in here, Bella, and say to anybody that's still watching that this information hasn't come out to the community or anything, or the Pitman High School community yet. I'm sure it's subject to change. I haven't talked to Dr. Lombardo, so who knows what is actually going to happen. These are some great ideas.
Yeah, these are just ideas that they're trying to give us.
If students were to walk across the stage and they were to have 5 family members come into the auditorium,
Correct.
I guess they would just do this one at a time.
Yep. So
And
you
would,
have to come in one door and leave another door, so that you wouldn't come in any
man,
contact with other people.
that's
And obviously
crazy.
masks and all of that will probably have to be put into place too. So
On one hand, I've said this to other students. I don't. I feel for you. Your teachers, and I'm sure the adults in your life feel for the situation at hand, right? I mean, I wish we could have a regular graduation. I wish you could have had prom and all those things, senior trip. But
yeah.
under the circumstances, do you look at any of this? You said you're a positive person, and I know you are. What's your take on the maybe silver lining of all of this and the uniqueness of this?
Well, I think that it hasn't hit me as hard as it has other seniors, because I prepared myself for it, and also because I think that you guys are trying to do a lot for us, teachers, the administration, all, like, they're all trying, and this is new territory to everybody.
There's no precedent.
Right, you can't expect that they're going to have an answer like right away, because
Hmm.
it's unrealistic. And I've been very grateful. I don't know if you've seen online that they're doing Adopt a Senior.
Yes.
I've been adopted, and I've gotten gifts, and I obviously got a yard sign from you, which is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I've been very grateful for everything that they have been doing or trying to do.
Hmm. One interesting thing, I'm going to talk for a second, but you made me think and realize, I've said in other interviews that one of the great joys in being an educator is I love there is a little bit of Groundhog's Day to a school year, right? Every September, I get the joy of watching a new group of eighth graders come in as freshmen.
Mm,
And there's the bittersweetness every June of watching a senior class, you know, walk across Davis or the auditorium and go out into the world, right? So it's not the first time I've experienced these things, and you look forward to them. We look forward to them in some ways as much as you guys do.
mhm.
And the way and the circumstances in which this abruptly changed in March when we came home, it's like the rug was taken out from all of us, you know, teachers and the administrators as well. And
Mhm.
we're still recalibrating and how are we going to handle this? And there
Right.
is an element of the adopt a seniors and the yard signs and these things that are coming out of this terrible situation as a
Right.
way to kind of be positive and look at some of the positive things, I would say.
I agree. And I
Good
applaud
answer.
you for what you're doing.
Thank
Seriously.
you. Thank you. And I appreciate as a class officer all that you're doing. I'm sure it's a we talked about this for a hot second before we started. You know, being in positions like these are thankless. I don't envy you. I don't envy Dr. Lombardo, because any solution that you come up with, people can't wait to jump in and complain.
Yeah,
And you
but
can't please all the people all the time. That's just an unfortunate reality.
it comes with it. So, you know.
Yeah. Um, would you say that being a class president has been, on the whole, more rewarding than not?
Yeah, I think so. I think I loved being an officer, especially when we were in school. I thought it was a lot of fun with Spirit Week and all of that stuff. So,
Okay. I was just curious.
yeah, it was a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
What?
there's positives to it.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. Again, good answer.
Yeah. Thank you.
What would you say is the best aspect of Pittman High School?
Oh, wow. Um, well, I'll get a little personal. In my experience personally in Pittman High School, I felt that I always had someone looking out for me. You know, a teacher, a classmate. And I think that is because it's so small and it's personal and you all know each other, which I really love, and I valued that while I was at the high school. And even now I feel like I still have people looking out for me, you know,
Mhm.
even though we're not in school, which is very awesome.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought of it like that. That maybe some of those adopt a seniors and things like that is just a refusal or a workaround for adults to feel like they're taking care of the kids.
Right. Which
That's
I
cool.
Yeah,
All right. So I'm going to segue to the bowl questions. Have you seen the bowl questions?
I have.
I'm going to tell you something between us. The last interview I did, I only had one question left. When I started this, I never thought I'd get through all these questions, but we
Oh, wow.
had to come up with some new questions. So I've got a full bowl here, Bella. All right. I've got a nice full bowl of Mr. P questions. The questions about things in the news and politics is still pretty full, so I didn't have to come up with any more of them. If you pick a question out of a bowl and get it right, I'm going to buy your lunch, or we could talk about that Harry Potter book, off camera. Maybe strike a deal. All right. So, which bowl would you like a question out of?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with the politics bowl.
The politics bowl.
I hear a lot of stuff at work, so I might have a bit of
All
a
right. You've got a good head on your shoulders. I have no doubt that you'll be fine. And you're kind of in a political position yourself as
I guess
president.
so.
Do you see yourself sticking with politics for, like, would you stay active as you go to college or enter life? Like, could you see yourself being a mayor or senator, Shainline, something like that? President Shainline?
Not really.
All right.
Sorry,
Okay.
Mr. Pig.
Jeez. You just milked the position to be able to put it on your college transcripts, didn't you?
No, I like politics and all of that, but I'm not sure I would want to be in the position. Maybe on a campaign trail or something like
You want
that.
to be like a supporter, not necessarily on camera.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll allow that too.
Thank you.
Would you like to choose the question, or do you want me to choose it? I think we're over. I'm going to try it on this side. Yeah, that was, you didn't, you got to do it again. I didn't have enough time. All right, okay. All right, there we go.
My
Ooh,
favorite.
beautiful. Well done.
Cool.
Here's the question. So you've seen these in other interviews, correct? Thanks for watching.
Of course. They've been keeping me busy. I like them.
Okay. Now, keep in mind, I wrote these questions when coronavirus and virtual learning first started. I don't think this has changed, but I just want to, cover myself in the event that it has. According to the CDC, how long are you supposed to wash your hands for? A, 10 seconds, B, 20 seconds, C, 30 seconds, D, 2 minutes. How long are you supposed to wash your hands for, according to the Centers for Disease Control? 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 2 minutes?
I want to say 30 seconds.
Do you want to say that?
Well, I do longer than that because with my job and everything, I just sit under the sink and I just go.
Smart.
But I think because I feel like 2 minutes is too long.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do 30 seconds.
You're going to go 30 seconds.
Yep.
Bella, I have 20 seconds as the correct answer. I'm sorry. I mean, I will say this. I'd rather you have said, I wash my hands for much longer, or, 30 seconds seems reasonable, which was your answer, rather than say, I didn't even know we were supposed to wash hands. You know what I mean? That wouldn't have gone over well. You sound like you're erring on the side of caution.
Yeah.
So, hey, good for you.
Thank you. I was close.
You were close. Unfortunately, I'm going to need that Harry Potter book back, but we'll talk about it. All right. Could you talk to us about what your post-graduation plans are? Where will Bella Shainline be come September?
I will be a student at Rowan University. I'm majoring in English and secondary education and hopefully a minor in French.
That's wonderful.
Thank
So you'll be local.
Yeah, I'll still be here.
You're going to stay home?
Yeah.
All right. That's fantastic. I wish you all the best. I know you're going to be successful in everything you do.
Thanks, Mr. P.
You're welcome. I want to ask you a personal question that is not on my script. Some people are probably saying it's about time, but you're a big Deadhead.
Yes.
And we've had conversations about music. I feel like that's a bond between us when you come into the media center. I always liked talking to you about your taste in music.
Mm-hmm.
So could you talk about how did you get into the Grateful Dead? That's not necessarily a common or as common thing nowadays as it might have been when I was in school.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. You know how I am with the Dead. So
yeah.
I think maybe I was a 8th grader, freshman in high school. And I really liked John Mayer. I was into John Mayer.
They were coming, and I remember we talked a lot, and I was going to go. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
And I had a conflict. I think I actually had another concert that I was already
had
tickets for.
We were going to see Death Cab for Cutie. I remember.
Death Cab for Cutie. That's right.
By the way.
What's that?
It's a great band, by the way.
Yes. And I had already bought tickets, and so I couldn't, be in 2 places at once. But I remember talking to you about the show, and we kind of compared concerts. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I miss those conversations, Mr. P.
Yeah. I hope they continue after graduation.
They will.
You know where to find me.
Can I ask you a question?
All right.
What kind of music have you been listening to during the whole quarantine? Anything new?
It's funny. I'm in a chat group with a friend of mine. It's actually Mr. Miller. Do you remember Mr. Miller? Okay, so it's Mr. Miller's brother and his brother's friends have a chat group where we are nominating 1 album per day. And we all agree to listen to the album. and everybody chats about it in unison.
Okay,
And
that's awesome.
it's been a tremendous, interesting experience because I'm being exposed to music that I might not normally have listened to. Everyone's got different tastes.
Yeah.
And even if it's an album that I am familiar with, it's a chance to go back and revisit it. And we talk about it. We talk about our favorite tracks and why we like it or why we don't like it. And it's been the running musical background since I've been, well, not since I've been home, but certainly the last few weeks we've been doing this, and it's been fun.
That's awesome.
Today's album is an album by the band called My Morning Jacket. Are you familiar with them?
I've heard of them, yeah.
If you like Dead and Company, My Morning Jacket is definitely
Yeah.
not that much of a leap. They're similar in vibe.
I'll have to listen to them. I love getting music recommendations, so
Yeah, go check out My Morning Jacket. They're excellent.
I will do.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to say before I let you go, Bella?
Well, I would just like to again thank the teachers for all they're doing and the administration, because you guys are awesome, and I don't think you're getting enough credit for the big change that you had to undergo as well. So that's all.
Very, very much appreciated, and very well spoken this whole time. You've got such a head on your shoulders. I'm going to miss you, and I hope we see each other around.
Me too, Mr. P.
Thanks for doing this with me, Bella.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right, I'm going to let you go.
All right. Bye.
See you. Bye.